music. Feel the freshness. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment. All day, every day.
Happy Monday, family. How you doing? It's here got the lovely Iwerton Longoria on Let's Talk with Iwerton. How's your weekend? And how are you doing this beautiful Monday? It's March 24th. So how is it going? Welcome to Let's Talk with Iwerton. Always talking about redefining Africans as we redefine ourselves because we are the change we need to see in the world. And today we're going to be talking about Ethiopia joins AES. That's Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso regarding the fact that we're reclaiming back our land resources and saying no to neo-colonization. So welcome, family, on YouTube, Patriot Ramble, and the ones who are listening to me on the network. Remember to download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Remember, you are the change you need to see in the world. You are the greatest thing to have ever happened in this universe. So how's your Monday going along? That's Banner Boy featuring Ed Sheeran. My hand, right? It's a good week of good breaks, peace, health. Surround yourself with everything that brings the best version of yourself, and also something which actually brings more peace into your life. If it costs you your peace, that's super expensive.
You're now listening to the best music. Feel the freshness.
Hold you for my hand, hold you for my hand, my hand. Another week, the last week of the March. I hope you're excited to actually salvage it in style.
You're now listening to the best music. Feel the freshness.
Remember, download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it if you're using the Android device. Remember, you can download the app on the Google Play Store. It's super, super free. And if you're using the iPhone, kindly stream on www.blackhotfireradionetwork.com for amazing healtly supplements. We have 4 different categories: the vitamins, beverages, natural, and the vitamins, right? And the natural beverages. And for the ladies, the beauty aloe cool cucumber soap and shea butter to give you that smooth, beautiful skin and help you in your hair growth. And also we have t-shirt, beanie hats, sandal slides, shorts, and also hoodies with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Welcome once again to Let's Pop with Iwerton again. The topic of the day or the conversation of the day is Ethiopia joins AES, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. AES stands for Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. And we understand like Ibrahim Traore has been doing an amazing work standing on business, standing on fundamental truth regarding his country. So we're going to be talking more about that and how's that going.
You're now listening to the best music. You're now listening to the best music.
Late with Closer there to all the African people. Welcome again, the ones who are listening me on YouTube, on BitChute and Ramble. It's your girl, lovely Iwerton Longoria here, reporting on the Black Hot Fire Radio Network, meteor of the 21st century. This beautiful afternoon. Good morning, good evening. Where you at? How's your weekend been? How are you feeling? I hope you rested. I hope you spent time with friends and family. I hope you just had time to let down your hair and just live life and just rest well. Hello, I'm Sanken. What are you doing? Good. This beautiful afternoon here on Let's Pop with Iwerton. Remember, if I continue with this conversation, I'm going to play a short video of some of the supplements we do have to give you a motivation for you to order amazing supplements that you can live that strong, healthy lifestyle you've been seeking. You need a little bit of ashwagandha.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$23.90 only, super affordable. Remember, in regards to the apparel clothing, on the apparel clothing section on the app, remember on that side, you Kinder Kanipa Poli Poli, or order as you pay slowly for the ones who can understand what I'm saying. Kalipa Poli Poli as you wait for your order, but on the side of the supplements, you pay right away for you to receive your order. And once again, welcome on Let's Pop with Iwerton. We're going to be talking about fundamental truth on what Ibrahim Traore is turning on, and the fact that Ethiopia is joining the AES, which is a combination of a collective of Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. But before also we move forward, remember the fact that Ibrahim Traore ignored Trump's invitation to the White House. He said, I'm so busy in my country, handling business. I cannot come all the way there. And I feel like it's also good because it means a lot of African individuals obviously would definitely run towards this invitation right away. He was like, no, I'm not coming. I have things to handle in Burkina Faso. Let's listen in.
Ibrahim Traore's bold rejection of Trump's invitation, a defiant stand for Africa's sovereignty. Ibrahim Traore has sent shockwaves not just across Africa, but around the world, with a decision that defied global expectations. He refused an invitation to attend Donald Trump's presidential inauguration in the United States, a move that many see as a defining moment in modern African leadership. The leader of one of Africa's rising nations was personally invited to witness the most powerful man in the world take the oath of office. Yet, Traore did not hesitate. He declined.
That's a good start to it because we know a lot of African leaders or individuals will definitely say yes to that invitation. They'll be like, right away, Trump, I'm coming. I'm coming like today, like now. He said no because we understand the neo-colonization that is happening right now. And the fact that also, the South African president was like, no. He said we do not want any U.S. individuals or basically Americans to come to South Africa because every time they come here, I know it's something they literally knew for quite a long time. They come because they want to steal and overtake. And a lot of leaders are actually imitating Ibrahim Traore. That's a good thing. I think we needed someone who can stand up and say it's enough. And the fact that Ethiopia is joining the team is a good thing.
This was more than just declining an invitation. It was a declaration of independence, a message to the world that Burkina Faso and Africa will no longer be treated as a junior partner in global affairs. For decades, African leaders have rushed to secure seats at events like this, seeing them as opportunities to gain favor with Western powers. Many believe such invitations symbolize recognition, a stamp of approval from global elites. The mere presence of an African president at such a gathering has long been considered an honor, a chance to shake hands with world leaders and strengthen diplomatic ties. Leaders from the UK and other Western nations who were eager to attend weren't even invited. Yet Traore, when offered a front row seat to history, walked away without a second thought. But why? What made Traore reject what so many leaders crave? The truth is simple. He saw through the illusion. He understood that the West did not invite him out of admiration or respect. The invitation was not about celebrating democracy or international friendship. It was a calculated move, an attempt to pull Burkina Faso into the orbit of Western influence.
That is so true. This means if they collaborate, they happen to literally control Burkina Faso because they're going to give him an offer in regards to whatever percentage. And because, Ibrahim Traore is saying no to a lot of westernization in the political, social, economic sector. He doesn't want any affiliation with them because right now he's trying to get his country to basically stand on its feet in regards to the political, mostly economic sector. In the agricultural sector, they want to literally produce everything because the fact that Ethiopia can stand on their own 2 feet, and we understand it is not really colonized, the fact that Burkina Faso is standing up and he has seen ahead in regards to what the Western or European nation are actually doing or what they do, they come in with something to actually smoothen your heart, but there's something they want from your country. It has minerals, it has resources that they want, and these minerals and these resources has been a fact or a pact to developing their own country. As our African country grow more or actually are stagnated in poverty.
Traore knew that accepting the invitation could be the first step towards subtle control, the beginning of a process where foreign powers would seek to shape his decisions, dictate policies, and make him dependent on their approval. He was not willing to be drawn into that game. Traore's refusal was a statement, a clear rejection of the old ways where African leaders bowed to Western invitations as if they were commands. He understood that leaders who chase validation from Washington and Paris often end up as puppets, trapped in cycles of debt, burdened by IMF conditions, and forced to accept foreign military presence under the guise of security assistance. He refused to be another name on that list. For Traoré, true leadership means prioritizing his people over diplomatic pleasantries. While some leaders waste time on ceremonies, he focuses on the urgent needs of his country, developing infrastructure, strengthening security, and fostering self-reliance. His decision made it clear: Burkina Faso has more pressing concerns than standing in line to shake hands with an American president. The days of African leaders seeking approval from Western powers are over. Traoré's bold move is not just about him. It is about reshaping Africa's position on the world stage. It is a reminder that sovereignty is not granted, it is claimed.
That is so true. It's not granted, it is claimed. And also talk about power is not granted, it's taken. And the fact that it's a good thing that he said no to this. Why not? Because a lot of people, as I said, they will actually run very fast to that invitation. And if you understand your history and understand the African identity, you're not supposed to bow to any foreign global nation at all.
Ibrahim Traoré saw through the illusion from the start. He understood that when African leaders engage with the West on their terms, they often surrender.
And also the fact that Julius Malema, who's the member of the National Assembly of South Africa, said Americans are not invited to South Africa. Again, I know there's been that conflict between the US and South Africa regarding the land, and the fact that Trump gave that offer to the South African Africans to go back to the United States as refugees. And many actually took the plea, because I said earlier, the fact that there was that rally, and it's something that all African individuals face every day of their life. Do we see a rally? Even if there's a rally, who listens to that plea? Yeah, talk about that.
Their independence. These so-called partnerships are rarely built on...
Those partnerships are actually the course of how Africa is right now, of where Africa is right now. This partnership, what if? Why don't you come to Burkina Faso? Why do we have to go? And the fact that Ibrahim Traoré took this stand and stomped his foot down, he's like, no, I'm not going. I'm busy. If you want me, you can come to me, but I'm not coming to you. If you want me to come and see you, you come and see me, because I'm really, really busy in my country trying to redefine the cause of Burkina Faso. And I know a lot of African leaders should definitely imitate that. But it's sad because,
mutual respect. Instead, they serve Western economic and political interests at the expense of African sovereignty. Countries are pressured into agreements that grant American and European corporations access to their resources. Dictate their security policies, and shape their governance to align with foreign agendas. By rejecting the invitation to Trump's inauguration, Traoré effectively shut the door on any Western attempt to entangle Burkina Faso in their geopolitical web. His decision was not just another diplomatic move, it was a bold statement that resonated far beyond his borders. It sent shockwaves through political circles in Africa, Europe, and the United States, leaving Western policymakers unsettled. They had expected compliance, as they had grown accustomed to African leaders eagerly accepting such invitations. Instead, Traoré's refusal was a direct challenge to the status quo. In diplomatic circles, his move was seen as an act of defiance, a clear message that Burkina Faso was no longer willing to be controlled by former colonial powers. Across Africa, his decision was met with widespread praise, especially among the youth, who have grown disillusioned with leaders who prioritize foreign.
Of course, our generation right now is super awakened. We want accountability, we want responsible leaders. In the morning, I was actually talking about the fact that Peter Selassie, the news here in the 254 Nairobi, Kenya, was kicked out of the Nyayo Stadium because fans were claiming that he disrespected the ODM leader. And this actually gives us as perspective on how we have individuals tack on the tribal collective agenda. It's not about accountability for them. It's about appraisal of someone who comes from their tribe. It's sad that we have that generation that is stuck on that, but also we have this generation that is super focused on accountability, super focused on responsible leaders right away, right now. And if we see a leader like Ibrahim Traore standing up for everything that's right, it's super motivating. It's very empowering because it means there's change. Change is here. Sometimes things have to go super wrong for things to go right, but also it's our time to redefine the course of where we are as a nation because we've been super stagnated in bad leadership. You can think about how that has been super sad, how we live in one of the most wealthiest nation of all time, and a lot of people are impoverished. A lot of people are stuck and stagnated in poverty. They are struggling to take their kids to school with the education that is not really helping any of us in anyhow. But also, when you look on the other bright side, we have leaders who are basically visualizing of how how Africa can be, because we know how Africa was before time, and it means it can be the same way it was, right? I believe everything is going back to its natural source, and the universe will actually do everything to bring that back and raise people who are super fearless, people who are ready to stand up for what's right. I know we talked about Dr. Mumbi Seraki, and she came out today. Not today, I shared a video today, and she talked about what really happened. And she said she had a spiritual attack 2-3 weeks ago, and she saw something like this happening. So she was ready for it, but she didn't know how it's going to manifest. I'm going to share a video right away of Dr. Mombi Seraki talking about how the events that really happened, but she said it's not who you think caught her, did that to her. She almost was in an accident, as she said. I'm going to share a video of Dr. Mombi Seraki.
Approval over national interests. Many saw Traore as a leader with backbone, someone unafraid to break free from the cycle of dependence that has kept Africa subservient for decades. He was hailed as a symbol of true leadership, one that put dignity before diplomacy and sovereignty before submission. Western governments, on the other hand, were caught off guard. The fact that a leader from a relatively small West African nation had the audacity to turn down the world's most powerful country.
Of course, because he understands who he is. If you understand the African identity, African history, you understand that we are a heritage of power. We are a heritage who are grounded and true. We are the most powerful nation of all time. So all the agenda or everything that has been fed to us, the indoctrination, the inferiority complex should not even be working right now. We should strip that off. We should relearn and learn about our African history and identity. And with that, you're ready to stand with pride because you understand you're not supposed to bow to anybody trying to come and disrespect you.
Shattered the long-standing myth that Africa remains under the firm grip of the United States and its allies. His rejection was not just a personal decision, it set a precedent, proving that African leaders can stand their ground.
Yes, everybody is talking about Ibrahim Traore. Everybody is watching Ibrahim Traore. Can you imagine if he accepted that invitation? But it's not even about the fact that people are watching him. No, it's about him understanding who he is, understanding what has been done before, understanding the damage that has been done, and it actually has become a cycle. So he doesn't want to repeat history. He wants to redefine history and redefine the course of how Africa should be.
without fearing economic or political consequences. This was never about skipping a ceremonial event. It was about resisting a system that has historically kept Africa
Is
dependent.
it amazing that I just said that and he said the same thing? Like, kind of like affiliating history that has kept Africa in poverty, in control, has kept it bent down, has kept it Africa look like we need help and aid, has actually made us be disrespected all over the world.
Under Traoré, Burkina Faso has about resisting a system that has historically kept Africa dependent. Under Traoré, Burkina Faso has pivoted toward self-reliance, deepening ties with emerging global players such as China, Russia, and Turkey, instead of relying on Western aid that comes with strings attached. His government has refused loans from the IMF and World Bank, institutions that have long been used as tools of control, forcing nations to implement policies that serve foreign investors rather than their own citizens. Instead, Burkina Faso is focusing on building an economy driven by its own people, free from the economic stranglehold of international creditors. As news spread that Traoré had turned down Trump's invitation, an immediate shift in the narrative began. Initially, multiple reports confirmed that the Burkinabe leader had been invited, but had declined. The revelation sent ripples through diplomatic circles, as such invitations are typically regarded as prestigious and acknowledgement of global recognition. But then, something curious happened. Suddenly, Western media began to cast doubt on whether Traoré had even been invited in the first place. Almost as if on cue, unnamed U.S. officials and diplomatic sources started claiming that the entire story had been fabricated by pro-African media. This abrupt change in the narrative raised more questions than answers. Why had this denial only emerged after Traoré's refusal had already made headlines? If he was never invited, why didn't the White House immediately issue a statement refuting the claim?
That is so true, because they have to make themselves look good, and the fact that everybody's saying yes to that invite, and Ibrahim Traoré being the first African president saying, I'm not gonna come. I'm very busy. I'm super busy. Kind of makes them look bad on their end.
Why wait until the damage had been done before attempting to rewrite the story? The timing of this reversal was too convenient to be a coincidence. It reeked of damage control, an attempt to contain a diplomatic embarrassment that had already played out in public. The truth is simple. Traoré's rejection bruised the West's ego. For decades, the United States and its allies have grown accustomed to African leaders eagerly seeking validation from Washington and European capitals. The mere idea that an independent-minded African leader would dismiss such an opportunity without hesitation was unthinkable. The rejection was a reality check, a sign that Africa is changing, that a new generation of leaders is no longer...
That's the Senegalese president, who's also doing amazing by basically having his own, in Senegal, oil refinery center. It's a beautiful thing to see a lot of leaders, some leaders imitating what Ibrahim Traoré is doing.
Longer willing to play by the old rules. Donald Trump is not the kind of man who takes rejection lightly. His entire political persona is built on dominance, demanding loyalty, respect, and obedience from world leaders. Being turned down by an African leader, particularly one from a country the West has historically overlooked, would have been more than just an insult. It would have been a direct challenge to his influence. For Trump, image is everything. If an invitation was extended to Traoré, it was likely a calculated move away to strengthen U.S. ties in Africa as part of Washington's larger effort to counter China and Russia's growing presence on the continent. A public rejection, however, would have completely disrupted that strategy. It would have exposed just how much America's grip on African affairs has loosened. Instead of dealing
Yes, and I was talking about the fact that how do we cripple a lot of nations that are actually dominating in Africa by cutting off all ties in all ways. Talk about economic and social sectors.
with the embarrassment of Burkina Faso's young leader outright rejecting a U.S. president, the administration conveniently allowed anonymous sources to cast doubt on whether the invitation even existed in the first place. The goal was simple: shift the conversation. Instead of global headlines focusing on a direct snub from Traoré, the narrative was redirected to debates over whether the invite was real at all. Classic damage control. But invitation or not, the message remains unchanged. African leaders are no longer seeking validation from the West. For decades, it was expected that African governments would compete for Washington's approval. Attending high-profile events like U.S. presidential inaugurations or European summits was seen as a mark of prestige, a way for African leaders to signal their inclusion in the so-called global elite. But Traoré has shattered that illusion. He has proven that a leader's legitimacy does not come from Western recognition, but from serving their people with integrity.
Yes, it doesn't come from any Western recognition. The fact that you have to shake hands with the who's and the who doesn't mean like you are powerful or anything. It means you're being controlled. It means that's a disrespect to you and your country and the people that you're governing. And the fact that it says true governance is about supporting your people, standing for what's right, and actually redefining the cost of the cost of where your country is, the trajectory of where your country stands. And we see Burkina Faso and Ibrahim Traoré literally leading his nation as an example here. And it's amazing to see also a lot of leaders looking up to him, like the Senegalese president, as we move forward to the fact that Ethiopia is literally joining Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso is a beautiful thing. Let's go ahead as we listen to this.
Because if you walk alone, you can walk fast. But if you walk in group, you can go further. Is this valid for you? They say if you go by yourself, you can go very fast. You can sprint. You can actually really, really go. But if you have a group of people, if you have a group of 7 people, it's going to be slower, but you can go further. Do you agree to this or not? Can you say that you can do much less, but quick alone, but you can do much more with a group of 7 people? Now, let's twist it a little bit. How about you are 7 people, but among 7, 5 are working very, very hard, and 2 are lazy and very problematic. Not just lazy, problematic, difficult, unsure, disloyal. What do? Do you fix them, or do you throw them and move forward? Do you part ways, each on its own, because 2 of you are very difficult? Or do you say, okay, let's drop the 2, okay, so 5 of us can progress? Or let's say, let's fix the 2 and go ahead. It's very interesting. I want to know how you feel about this. Now, Ethiopia is doing something tremendous, Philip. Very interesting. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You appreciate it. My name is Zach. I don't know who you are, but hey, if you watch this video till the end, we're going to like each other. Here we talk about most of the things in Africa. We talk about Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania, you name it. Wagwan Libas, always. Okay. Trinidad, I see you, Tobago, St. Lucia, Botswana. Okay, I can't name everybody today. Anyway, let's get back on track. This is Ethiopia. Very interesting place. Ethiopia or Ethiopia, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Ethiopia. Now, Ethiopia is exploring ideas of being part of the AES. What is AES?
That's a beautiful thing. That's a very good thing.
Country. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. I'm sure you heard about them, right? Yes. Why have you heard about them? Because they're doing tremendous things in Africa.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about them, because they're doing phenomenal things in Africa.
What kind of things they're doing? They are truly freeing African nations. They nations. How? By kicking away all sort of colonialism and colonialist systems. Most of these countries in Africa were colonized by the French. These 3 countries have in common colonies of France. They were colonies of France. So France stood ahead of them for a long time. and they control their economies. Now they decided to push away the French. They're free. Right now, they're not very much liked by the rest of Africa. Do you see all these people? These are ECOWAS. They hate them because they used to be part of ECOWAS. They've left. Anyway, Ethiopia have seen this. They see how these countries.
I believe if we have a lot of other nations and African countries really joining, it's going to be beautiful, because I talked about this a few weeks ago or last month, the fact that it will be nice, because if we see other African nations and leaders joining this pact, and it's amazing because actually they are joining this pact, and maybe some will not have the confidence to do it alone, and the fact that they join it in the as a collective, where Ibrahim Traore is actually leading that pace, it's a good thing, because you're more powerful when you're doing something as a collective, like rather than doing it alone. The fact that Ibrahim Traore did it alone, though, but I believe someone has to actually start the gear for others to actually follow the pace. So I believe I see a lot of our other nations rising to join the AES.
Countries are progressive. They're helping each other. They're supporting one another. In fact, when these three countries decided to free themselves, some of these countries here, ECOWAS, wanted to attack this country here, Niger. You can see on the map, they wanted to attack Niger to overthrow the government. Why? Because the government they wanted to overthrow had overthrown another government that ECOWAS liked.
Ready to go anytime the order is given. The D-Day is also decided, which we are not going to disclose. There will be no more meetings of the chiefs of defense staff.
And these other countries, Burkina Faso and Mali, say, if you dare to attack Niger, we're going to blow you up.
4. Warn that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso.
Those for joining me right here, welcome to Let's Pop with Iwerton. It's your girl, the lovely Iwerton Longoria, and Let's Pop with Iwerton. We've been talking about Ethiopia joins the AES. What is the AES? It consists of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. And Ethiopia is literally considered of joining this pact to actually redefine the coast of Africa. We're also talking about the fact that Ibrahim Traore declined the offer of the invitation to visit the White House. That's how we're standing on business, standing on ground. As we continue, also, we have a video of Dr. Mumbi's accident and her giving her gratitude, showing her gratitude to a lot of people who reach out to her. And she said it was not any abduction that happened, but it was an accident. But as we move forward, before we go to that video, let's continue with the video of Ethiopia joins the AES, which consists of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
Ali, I repeat, 4. Warn that any military intervention against Niger will be considered as a declaration of war against Burkina Faso and Mali.
You know what's happened? They did not attack because they saw solidarity. Now, Ethiopia sees the solidarity among these three countries, and they want to be part of it. These countries don't just have solidarity, they also have created a common army. They are sharing technology, they are sharing industry. Ethiopia is exploring closer ties with Alliance of Sahel. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has indicated the country's readiness to export drones, joining a select group of nations with indigenous drone manufacturing capability. So Ethiopia, Ethiopia's fellas, sorry, my dog. I don't know if you can hear them. I have dogs, many dogs, big dogs, bad dogs. Anyway, let's get back on track. So Ethiopia is manufacturing drones. Yes, local made drones. They are not playing. They are not dancing. They are not eating and doing that African stuff. They're not into that. Ethiopia is the Ethiopia Airline. You see this? All the pilots here are all Ethiopians. They have many, many fleets. I don't know exactly how many. The pilots are Ethiopians. They're training them. They're not playing. Ethiopia has been making strides in drone manufacturing. The country has developed indigenous drone technology with its first known drone called Robot 1. And these drone technologies are focusing on agriculture, on intelligence, and many other things. So they're moving forward. Ethiopia wants to share this technology with Burkina Faso. Ethiopia also had an ammunition industry. Yes, they produce bullets, missiles, and stuff like that. They don't play. You know, one of the highest forms of independence is being able to produce your own weapons. You know,
Yes. That's a fact. And that's why, as Africans, we need to work on that. We need to work on that. Producing our own weapons, missiles, it's really, really important. And that's why we have to have one army as Africans, as an African nation. We need to come together. That will be the most, it will be a set pacer, I can say. If we literally come together and have one army, I'm telling you, we're gonna be unshakable.
North Korea,
Like North Korea, they're like ready to go at any time. They're just ready. They're just ready. Any day, any time. They're ready for to you know what I'm talking about.
right? What do you know about them? What's the West tells you about them? They say they're bad countries and stuff like that. Okay, I've never been there, but that's what they say. Now, do you know why they've never attacked North Korea as opposed to Syria, Iraq, and stuff? Because North Korea have weapons.
Uh-huh. They got weapons. They're ready. Like they're set.
Soldiers. They understand the politics.
You always go for somebody who's weaker than you. In regards to know if you know like you're powerful and everything like that. Sometimes it's hard to call out war with someone you know they're kind of on the same level with you, but you go for people you're like, I know we can attack them on this sector, so let's do this. But someone you know they've had their game up going for a while, they've been putting in the work, they've been prepared, and they're ready. It's kind of hard, or it's literally very hard to call out a one-to-one with them.
Politics and the dynamics of the world. The stronger you are, the less likely they're going to come to bother you and bomb you. Now, Ethiopia understand that. The rulers of the world are the producers of weapons. The people that produce the most weapons are the most respected in the world. Ethiopia is now producing its own ammunitions and guns. They don't play. They're moving slowly, but they're moving certainly.
They don't play. They're not playing. I hope Kenya, I have so much hope. I have so much belief that we're going to get there.
They want to share that technology with the AES, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced that Ethiopia has secured contract from export of ammunition valued to over $30 million. So Ethiopia is already exporting ammunition to other countries. He said we have signed contract with numerous countries for the sale of ammunition.
This also talks about which kind of leader they have, right? You have a leader who's a Pan-Africanist, a leader who sees how the next 100 years can be. China, they have that vision. They know how the next 100 years will be for them. I'm not talking about anything to do with China, but the vision and how they move is something like we should definitely be looking forward to learn in regards to, do we have a vision of where Kenya, Africa will be in the next even 10 years or 5 years or 20 years? That's a leader with a vision. That's a Pan-Africanist leader who is moving in alignment.
Generating over $30 million in the last 3 months alone. So not many countries in Africa produce their own ammunition. South Africa is one of them. Egypt is one of them. But, well, the technology comes from not necessarily people that look like you and I. Okay, let's just be honest, okay? You know that. We need to do more because whether you like it or not, it comes a time where they remind you that your society was built by them. Don't forget that. Your road, your electricity, your whatever. You can boost and say, oh, my country. No. Your community is not doing anything. That is something that we need to fix, all of us. Ethiopia has also built its own aeroplane, fellas. Its own aeroplane, made in Ethiopia. Everything from Ethiopia, with intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance abilities, including specialized cameras and payloads mounted beneath of the fuselage. It's called Tseheitu.
Great things are happening in Africa, yo. Great things are happening. I know some things which are not good and not also happening, but also people are actually putting the work in the dark. And I know the light is coming. The light is here. Not even it's coming. You are being ushered into the real new year. So, hey, the light is here.
Ethiopia is one of the 2 countries in Africa that was never colonized. Yes. Ethiopia and Liberia. Well, in Liberia, it was actually a place where they returned.
Liberia is the place where they returned the freed slaves who wanted to go back to Africa.
Slaves from America. After the end of slavery, some Africans in America wanted to go back to Africa. They did everything and sent some of the former slaves back to Africa in Liberia. That's where they created their own community. But later on, they had some issues with the locals because the guys coming from America's name were Johnson, Patterson, and Peterson, and all that. They found these Africans and they wanted to rule over the Africans, and they had big mayhem, big problems. We're going to talk about that some other time. Instead of integrating themselves, they perceived themselves as superior to these Africans, so they had big fight. In Ethiopia, well, these people resisted to the Italians. They beat the living shit out of Italians. Yes, they don't play. Ethiopians went to war against you.
They said, no. You're not taking over our land. You're not taking over. We cannot allow you to do that. We'll do everything to protect our land. We'll do everything to conservate our land. We'll do everything. You're not going to take our land, honey. No way.
Europeans. While the rest of Africa was going into colonialism, they could not colonize Ethiopia because these people were very ingenious, very prepared, never cut their hair, and your hair has been proven to be very crucial to your nervous system.
Yeah, they didn't cut their hair. Very prepared. I love the word prepared. We have to be always prepared. Always be prepared.
Very interesting. They could not colonize Ethiopia because these people were very ingenious, very prepared, never cut their hair, and your hair has been proven to be very crucial to your nervous system. Very interesting. So Ethiopia is moving toward these three countries. What do you think would be the result if Africa started sharing technology, sharing intelligence? I mean, look at this guy.
That would be beautiful. I always say this every day, every time I'm here on Let's Talk with Iwerton. Dr. Arikana Chiyombori said the time when Africa will be revolutionized, I believe revolution has already started, is when we become united. And I cannot say united as a nation because that might take a while, but united in terms of one vision that we do have, united in terms of the social economic sectors and how we can redefine that cause and how we can say no to all these global invitations and how we can take over everything that has been taken away from us.
Maxwell Chukwumbutso from Zimbabwe, who came up with a car that doesn't need fuel to run. They've tried to suppress him for so many years.
Yeah, it started in Africa because I believe, and I believe you know this by now, every idea that is out there originated from Africa. Always has. Always has.
Yes, it's been 10 years. I mean, let's say he's telling lies. Can you tell lies for 10 consecutive years? It's not possible. He says his car doesn't need fuel. His car uses natural energy, frequency to run. He's got television that switches off with no electricity. He's got many. This is crazy. A TV switched on with no electricity.
So that uses
Look at that. We are so brilliant. Like we are so smart.
self-power to say. It is all in one. You don't need to put it on electricity or on solar panel or anything.
No plug. The TV is not plugged.
No plug. Just put it there and turn it on.
It's on. This guy went to America. He wanted to patent his stuff. He was told that he cannot patent his work because his work defies physics. Only recently he met the president of Zimbabwe.
Because his work defies what? Wow.
Zimbabwe, and I hope something positive will come out of it.
Of course, something positive has to come out of it. I believe we don't need any help from any other foreign nation. We've never needed help. We have everything that we need here in Africa. We have the minds, we have the tenacity, we have the voice, we have the resources. The question is, what are we doing about it? What can we do about it to become a super strong force?
In America, apparently he was poisoned and his friend was unalived, and he came up alive. In Burkina Faso, they've got their own cars that doesn't need fuel either. This car is charged by solar power. It can run 220 kilometers without refueling. Now imagine you get the Ethiopians.
I really want to visit Burkina Faso. Super curious about a lot of things that are happening there. A lot of things that they're trying to redefine and define, for sure, very soon.
This Chikwumbutso, you get all these technology guys from Burkina Faso and elsewhere. Come together, create a system for Africans, protect Africa's intelligence, AI, all that stuff. Where can we be? Africa is not respected because all the system that you're working with
and not our system.
Technology is imported from other countries.
Yes.
And you think these people will give you telephones and computers without having a back end, without having a possibility to hack your stuff? And
Of course, they'll definitely do that. So
You
that's
would
why we
do-
have to redefine and SADA and control everything. Our social, political, economic sectors. We got to control our social, economic, or political sectors because that's how we're not gonna be hacked, controlled, and disrespected. As we're almost ending today on the show, Let's Pop with Iwerton, I'm gonna play a video of Dr. Mumbi. Super emotional, talking about what really happened and showing her gratitude to people who actually were checking up on her.
Greetings, family. Thank you. Thank you for standing with me. Thank you for being even worried about me. And thank you for caring. Thank you for all the love you've shared. A week ago, I went through a crazy spiritual attack. It is something that I had seen happening 3 weeks before it happened, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to manifest. I had actually been invited to Nairobi for a Pan-Africanist award, and I was warned, by our fellow activists that sounded like a gamma plot. So I cancelled that plan. But last Friday, a friend called me to go to Mombasa, and many things happened. A lot of the things that people are saying didn't happen, family. I was not taken by Nabi and his people, although I came this close. So a random friend invited me to go to Mombasa for my sherehes. At some point, something was put in my drink, or in his drink, or in both our drinks. Because the next thing I remember waking up is being pulled out of a car in the Bukundu on the new highway. And this is where it started to get strange, because they wanted to take me to a hospital that was way out, like a government hospital called in an area called Nsambweni. And somehow, family, my friends heard I'd been in an accident, and they got to me before the taxi was supposed to take me to Nsambweni Hospital or that area. I'm so grateful for Katia and Kenya. So grateful for you guys. So much has been happening, family. I had an extremely bad concussion, but these freaking dirty people did not get their hands on me. They were this close. Thank you for standing with me in prayer. I'm battered and bruised, but they didn't get me, man.
She was involved in an accident, and I'm glad she's doing okay. I'm glad she's better, and she's doing better. That's Dr. Mumbi Siraki. Yes, I'm glad to see her again. I can see that. But family, we're literally winding up there on Let's Pop with Iwerton, and today's topic we're talking about Ethiopia joins AES, and that's AES, a collective of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, in regards to standing on fundamental truth. What I mean by that is reclaiming and taking over everything that was taken back, and also taking back our power. Before I wind up, I want to share a video of some of the supplements we do have on our website to give you a nudge of what we do have for you.
Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just 1 tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
$32.90. Also, remember to download our app on the Google Play Store. Stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Thank you so much, family, listening to me on the network, on Bitch and Rumble, the ones who are going to watch on repeat. Remember to basically get your motivational high, and remember, it's time to redefine Africa as we redefine ourselves. The time is here, it cannot be ignored. And also, as we're being ushered into the real new year, I'm going to leave you with that, understanding that you are the change you need to see in the world. Never give up, understanding that also you are the greatest unique thing that has ever happened to the universe. Much love, and I'm sending you so much love and light this beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Take care, and I'm going to see you later. Mwah. Have a blast.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio. Feel the hits. Feel the
You're
freshness.
now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Remember to drink your water, eat your vegetables and fruits, stay healthy because, honey, we have a purpose to fulfill.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Fly,